Hello guys, Glaze here with another CT Expert video for you today. We're going to be watching, in my opinion, the best apps and pits players that is currently playing Ax1le. I'll be focusing on how he reacts, how he rotates, and in extreme situations how he will deal with the pressure from the tees and plays around his team. First, let's take a look at how he will react when getting no contact on Ax1le. This is important to know because most videos you'll see on YouTube will only be looking at when this player gets major contact in their position. Ax1le will start the round by jumping into apps, spotting early to see if there's any tee rushes in that position. After that, he will quickly fall back towards pit and play a bit more passive. This is mainly due to the fact that in this situation, Gambit are playing 3 towards B early so that the 2 A players are left by themselves in this time. Ax1le and Inters will then set up this very strong pit and mini pit setup, with Inters looking towards long as it isn't covered here until Shiro will rotate into library. As time gets lower and lower, Ax1le will use his smoke and apps at around the 30-second mark to make it more challenging for any tees in that position if they're going to do a pop or anything like that. They will not rotate until it is 100% sure that bomb has been spotted and is being planted on the B site. Until then, they will stay A and play the anchor roll. As Ax1le is rotating through CT, he will throw this running jump flash for his teammates, allowing for a potential peek for his team at Coffin. He will throw this by aiming at the top of this railing and then flashing going between just the pillar and the edge of the building here. Ax1le will then post up in CT, waiting for the Molotov at dark to land, giving him an easy duel. They will then proceed to use their numbers and clear the rest of the positions on the site. After getting no contact early, Ax1le will proceed to move into pit to hold for the rest of the round, using the bicycle and pit to elevate himself so he can spot towards short while also watching apps. This is a more safer way to spot as it is a lot harder for the tees to headshot you in this angle. Inters will then throw a smoke into apps, allowing for Ax1le to take this more aggressive angle looking onto short. As the time is getting to around 30 seconds left on the clock, Ax1le and Inters are getting ready for the final hit by the tees. Setting up at a strong crossfire as the smokes are coming in. Even though Ax1le doesn't get any of the kills here, his position gives the opportunity for Inters to get all 3. Here we're going to be watching midway through the round. With this clip paused here, I want you to note where Ax1le's crosshair is placed while watching apps from short. This setup is very common with teams having 2 or 3 on short with one position like this so they can play anti-flash to any players coming top middle. As the time is getting very late in the round, you will see the 2 Gambit players move back to a more passive hold on site and pit. With this position, it is very important that Ax1le knows all of these angles very well. As you can see, he isn't over peeking. He is positioned perfectly to see if the tees step out and look on towards site, but not enough to give the tees a solo duel. This is to force the tees into peeking an angle where 2 CTs are watching. We will watch Ax1le go early into apps at the start of the round here, throwing a smoke preventing any tee control or tee rushes. He will then quickly move back, self-boosting on towards short, having a strong setup with Inters. His job here will be to watch Boiler while listening out for any flashes, making sure to turn from them and play anti-flash. As the tees are coming top mid and getting contact with the other Gambit members, Ax1le will jump up, allowing for him to take a fight on towards middle, resulting in a good trade across the board for Gambit. Starting off again with jumping towards apps early, throwing an early Molotov, then jumping out apps, throwing this quick run and jump throw grenade, landing on the balcony of bedroom, doing 43 damage to electronic in this situation. As the player pit, it is very important to change up your positions. Here you can see Ax1le and Inters have a double site set up instead of 1 in pit. Mixing things up will make it more challenging for the enemy to read you in these situations. As the tees are starting with their final push, he is going to be playing off of his teammates' contact a lot of the time, peeking at a good time to catch a player off, and then hiding again, forcing the tees to come to him. Even though this is an eco for the tees, mixing up the position again is very important. Always being 1 step ahead of the enemy, as Gambit knows Na'Vi are on a bad buy or a full eco in this situation, they are ready for a potential apps pop. Playing this powerful headshot position makes it very difficult for the tees to hit you while coming out of apartments. After starting the round once again with his early utility in apartments, he will then proceed to walk behind the smoke, getting close and throwing a grenade in towards the stairs position, hopefully hitting any tees that may be waiting for it to fade. He will fall back quickly after throwing this grenade, spamming the smoke a little, trying to catch anyone crossing. As his teammates get contact on long and arch, he will quickly get out of apps, throwing a flash long to support them as best as he can, using his Molotov to make sure no other T aggression comes in from apartments or short in this situation as well. As Ax1le feels he is in an uncomfortable position, having to hold both apps and short in this situation, he is going to slowly make the call and start pushing the top middle position to get the control once again. Here we're going to watch how between Ax1le and Inters, they take back control of top middle. Ax1le will start with this smoke lined up with the edge of the box, then using his view model of his left hand finger just in this position, then left click throwing. I am watching this in classic view model, so if you have any other view model than that, the lineup will be different for you. Ax1le will then move towards short, with Inters throwing a flashbang from pit, allowing for him to peek. Here is an example of how you can throw that flash that Inters throws in this situation for your short player to peek. Simply pushing yourself into this position, aim at the corner of the roof of this building, and then left click throw. This will pop close and full flash anyone holding this angle, as you can see. Here we are going to see how Ax1le react to an incredible amount of pressure from the tees. With only 30 seconds left on the clock and Na'Vi starting to come in, reacting with a fast Molotov towards short and flash to get himself out of this position. As you can see, he has been Molotoved out. However, he will sit in this Molotov until his flash pops because he knows for 100% guaranteed he will die if he peeks before this. Making sure to listen out for the flashes playing anti-flash when needed. The most important thing I want you to take from watching this Ax1le play pit and apps video is how he uses his early Molotov or smoke in apps to deny any T presence, changing up his positions a lot to make sure it is more challenging for the Ts to read him, and also the utility and nades he used like the smoke top middle and the nade onto bedroom balcony. These are all things you can take from this video and I hope you can implement them into your next game right away. Thank you guys so much for watching this Ax1le in CT Expert video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. As always guys, have a great day and I'll speak to you very soon.